Yes. Yeah. Welcome to Heaven Hollywood Experience, y'all. We're going to wait a little bit to get people in here. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Just put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if we good out here. Let me know if we good. Put a 1 in the chat, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if you're good. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all good. Got a lot to talk about, mainly niggers. Oh, we got a lot to talk about today. Smash that like button. How come Darius still, if I still don't see that, hold on. Hold on, Darius. I still don't see your what you call it. Put a 1 in the chat, y'all. I got mad people hit me up. Yes, Ashley Holmes, what's up? Miss Tiff, what's up? Darius, of course, what up? Dwight, what up? Mr. Young Mogul Media. It's the Heaven Hollywood Experience on the IE Network. Yep. You know what, Darius? I ain't even saying nothing no more. You know, they don't value what I have to say. They want me to sit back, and that's what all the fan bases want. The fan bases want me to just like, they just want me to, slob the knob of all of these artists, which I'm not going to do that. And I understand that comes with, I won't get as many subs or I won't get as many views or what have you, because I'm just not a kneecap sucker. And like I said, they'll call me a flip flopper because, you said you like Cardi B, but now all of a sudden you have never. But I've always been like that. I've never not had criticism for anybody. I give you criticism when you deserve criticism. I give you credit when you deserve credit. I don't give a damn who it is. I've always been like that. But people just have selective memory. They just remember what they want. Right? If you deserve credit for something, I'm going to give you credit for something. If you don't deserve credit for something, or if I think that, you're doing something that deserves criticism, I'm going to give you criticism. That don't mean that I don't like your music. That don't mean that I'm not a fan of your music. That just means that I'm just not going to let anything slide. Right? So I said, as far as we're going to get into Cardi B album or whatever. As far as that goes, I'm no longer looking forward to it. That don't mean that I don't like Cardi B anymore. I'm just saying I'm no longer getting myself hyped up for music that's never going to come. And I know that you can say, oh, well, how can you say it's never going to come? Well, it's not here. And when it comes, then I'll say, oh, I was wrong. Here it is. But I said back in April, if it's not here by April, I'm telling you right now, it ain't coming this year. And we are now in November. And what I said is held true. Right? What I said is held true. Now, when she comes out with an official announcement and says that she's dropping music, and then I'll talk about it. But until then, matter of fact, let's start off with Cardi B. Let's start off with Cardi B. And the reason why I'm asking this question is it's not just because she has not put out any music, right? I mean, I didn't say she hasn't put out any music. She has put out music, but she has not put out her album yet. And it's now been 7 years. Now, the reason why I say or ask the question, should Bardi Gang turn their back on Cardi B? It's for a couple of reasons. Not only it's bad enough that she hasn't put out a new album, but Rihanna hasn't put out a new album in 9 years, right? Maybe even 10 this year. But here's the difference. Because some people say, well, Rihanna, Bardi Gang's complaining. Look at what the Rihanna fans got to deal with. She hasn't put out an album in 10 years. However, the difference between Rihanna and Cardi B is Rihanna has 8 albums. She has 8 albums, right? And the other thing about Rihanna that's different than Cardi B, what Cardi B's doing is Rihanna's not out there gaslighting fans and making her fans think that new music is coming, right? You didn't hear Rihanna saying, oh, yeah, I got to put this album out, since 2019. Oh, because, my record company forcing me to do it. You didn't see Rihanna doing that. Rihanna basically came out with 2 songs that was on a soundtrack. And she basically told her fans, don't get excited. This is a soundtrack. There is no new music on the way right now. And she basically came out the other day and said she's done with music. Pretty much. She said she's done with music. So the thing with Cardi B is she's making her fans believe that her album is done. How many times has she said in the past that her album was done? She had such and such 90 songs, and it's all about just picking them out that's going on the album now. Well, you've been saying that like for 5 years. I know you have to have enough songs done. You put out enough songs as singles for the last 7 years that you could have made an album out of. I guarantee you, if I count up the amount of singles that Cardi B has put out since Invasion of Privacy dropped, you could have enough singles to make an album. Since she put out WAP, Up, the song with the Migos, the song with 2 songs with Offset, that's 5. She put out Enough, that's 6. She put out Bongos, that's 7. She put out Hot-ish, that's 8. That's 8 songs right there. She put out Big Paper, that's 9. Then a couple of songs that she had teasers for, Trophies, right? And then I know I'm forgetting something. I'm not going to count the other people's records that she got on because that's their records. But you could have put those songs on your album. You have 9 or 10, between 9 to 11 songs that you now came out with since then. That was enough for an album. The song with what's the singer name that does all the hip movement, the belly dancer, Shakira, that could have been on a Cardi B album, just a Shakira feature. Then she could have put the drill song on an album. Like that or whatever. That's another one. So all of these songs, that's 11, 12 songs. That's enough for an album. That's enough for an album. My audio is cutting out. Who's having problem with the audio? Let me know. You having a problem with the audio? Who's having problems with the audio? It looks like my microphone is, when I'm talking, my microphone's going up and down like there's no problem. Looks like I'm getting good sound out of it. Somebody, can y'all hear my audio? Is my audio going in and out? Wow. Hold on. All right, hold on, guys, because this ain't it. This ain't it. One minute, I have to switch off my device because I don't understand what the problem is. But everybody that come in, welcome to the Heaven Hollywood Experience. If you're having audio issues, give me. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to go in on my phone because I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Okay, hold up. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. What about now, y'all? Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Everybody out there, let me know if you can hear me. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Any Cardi B fans out there, y'all can talk about it with me. Should Bardi gang turn their back on Cardi B? And for anybody that just doesn't like Cardi B and you're not going to give me an objective answer, just don't even answer. I'm trying to get objective answers here, right? Don't, you're going to have to try not to be biased for once in your life. For all the people out there that are biased people, try not being biased for once in your life. And you say, no, that if they're fans, they should stick it out with her. But I'm going to tell you why, as someone from the outside looking in, why I would not be mad if Bardi Gang turned their back on Cardi B. I wouldn't be mad. And I'll tell you why I wouldn't be mad. So, being objective, should Bardi Gang turn their back on Cardi B? Put a 1 in the chat if you think that answer should be yes. Put a 2 in the chat if you're thinking no. If you're a fan, you'll stick it out with your artist. So put a 1 in the chat if you think Bardi Gang should turn their back on Cardi B. Put a 2 in the chat if you think they should stick it out. There was 28 people y'all in here. I should see 28 answers. Miss Tiff says yes, but I think Miss Tiff is like a barb, so I won't take her answer too literally. Being objective, I think Bardi Gang fans should turn on Cardi B. Why? Look at how she treats them. She treats her fan base like trash. So Marcel has a reason. I think Cardi's having a hard time prioritizing being a mom or her career personally. So Miss Tiff says yes, they should turn their back. Ashley Holmes says, I think Cardi's having a hard time, but just not give me an answer. Let me know what you think. Darius Pendleton says, yes, I'm a Bardi Gang. Honestly, I think Cardi head has been out of the game in her career for a long time. She's too goofy. That's Honey Lee. So y'all give me the answer. Do y'all think, one, should Bardi Gang turn their back on Cardi B? Or two, do you think they should stick it out because that's their artist, that's their fave, that's mother, and everything else? So let me know. Okay, if you think she's goofy, okay, I get it. But give me what you think. One, yes, Bardi Gang should turn their back on her. Two, no, you don't do that. If you're a fan, you stick it out with your artist through thick and thin. That's because she's not giving us a reason to stay. Okay, that is a legitimate take, Darius Pendleton. Despite that, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone supporting. So no. Okay. Honey Lee says no. Nicole Lynn says yes. Nicole Lynn says yes, 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 yes. It's a toss up, says King 10. Um Now I'll give you my take on it, and I will start this by saying I am a fan of Cardi B's music for the most part, right? I'm also a fan of her personality. I've always liked her personality, right? I like the fact and respected the fact that Cardi B came through the door basically saying, I'm not here to be a lyricist. I'm not a lyricist. That's not what I do. I make hits. I'm here to get on the charts. I don't care whether, I get help writing. I don't care whether y'all think I'm a lyricist or not. That's not what I'm in here for. I'm in here to get on the charts. And she basically let everyone know that from the beginning. So I don't ever think it's a dig when people go, oh, she got other writers. Well, she told you coming through the gate that sometimes she gets help writing, right? So I don't even think that that's a dig. Oh, she doesn't even write all her own lyrics. Well, she told you that from day one. It's not like she tries to hide like she does. She does write some of her lyrics. People have said that. There's been other people who have said that. She doesn't have a ghostwriter. That's not what a ghostwriter is. She has collaborated writers. But a ghostwriter is somebody that writes your lyrics and you take the credit and they don't get any credit. And it seems like you get credit for the song, but really someone else wrote it. So in sense, you will never know who has ghostwriters unless the ghostwriter exposes them. Right? So we would never know who has ghostwriters because the ghostwriters are paid to keep silent. So people come on like, oh, look, Party's her ghostwriter. Well, how did you know that Partisan writes for her? Because his name's in the credits, right? He ain't a ghostwriter. If you see the names in the credits, that ain't a ghostwriter. That's a collaborated writer because you also see her name in the credit. So you'll see the songs Up, Bacalus, Alamazar, so-and-so, Party Next Door, whatever, Party, whatever his name is. So that means all of those people had something to do with the production of the song. And they don't just put your name under the songwriting just because you rapped it. If you had no input in writing the song, you ain't getting no credit. And I'll tell you why. Because ASCAP and BMI ain't giving nobody no free checks if you did not contribute to the song's words. Right? So if you did not contribute anything to the song's words, all you're doing is rapping it, you're not going to get your name under the credits. So ASCAP has to pay every single person that name appears under a songwriter. So do you think that ASCAP is just going to be handing out free money just because, we want people to think that Cardi B's writing this songs, so we're going to put her name on the credit. You put her name on the credit, you got to pay her. And ASCAP ain't giving out no free checks. I'm a member of ASCAP. Trust me, I know. They try their best to not give out money. And you have to prove that you wrote what you said you wrote. So when you have other writers, on the song, and whoever, if it's going through Cardi B's publishing company, through ASCAP, under the composition of the song, she has to put down whoever wrote on the song and then a percentage, their percentage in their contribution. So if Party just came up with it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck. And if he says that he wrote the chorus, right? They put down on the paper when they fill out for the publishing Partisan Fontaine wrote 10% of the song. There's his 10%. It has to be, you have to account for 100%. I submitted many songs through ASCAP, so I know how it works. You have to account for 100%. A song is 100%. So Partisan says, okay, here's my 10%. I wrote the chorus. Now the producers of the record, producers also go down as songwriters if you, especially if you sampled another record. So if you sampled another record, they get a percentage of the publishing, right? Let's just say they get 15%. So now you've accounted for 25% of the record. Now Cardi B comes and says, okay, well, I wrote all the verses. The only thing I didn't write was broke girls don't get ain't no pussy. I know that's right. Only figures up, cause I didn't write that, and I didn't write broke boys don't deserve no pussy. I know that's right. But I wrote all my verses. Okay, then they're gonna say Cardi B is responsible for 60, 65%, 70% of the song. And that's all she can claim. 70% of the song. That's what she is responsible for. Now, the reason why she receives these ASCAP awards instead of Partisan Fontaine is because the person who is responsible for more than half the record is the one who's going to get the ASCAP credit. So that's the reason why Partisan Fontaine has never won an ASCAP award for writing on a Cardi B song, because he did not write the majority of the song. He has to write, I believe it's over 63% of the record in order for you to be up for ASCAP awards. So when people say, how did she win an ASCAP award? She doesn't even write. No, that's not an accurate statement. She doesn't write a lot of. I mean, Big Paper. She wrote the whole song. So when you like, if you go under DJ Khaled's Big Paper, so I deal with big haters. There's only one songwriter on that record. That means she wrote the whole song, right? I think the only other songwriter on that song is the producer. All right, so here's my thing. Being a fan of Prince, being a Prince fanboy, being a stan of, to me, the greatest all-around artist to ever live, Prince Rogers Nelson, born on June 7th, 1958 in Mount Sinai Hospital. Being a Prince fanboy, I love a lot of the stuff Prince put out, but I had to go through some trash. There has been a lot, there's been a lot of great stuff, and there's been unbelievable and timeless music that came out of Prince Rogers Nelson's pen. But there has been some garbage. And we just had to take the garbage with the good stuff. So when Prince put out garbage, we didn't turn our back on him. However, Prince never came on and said, I hate you effing fans. That's why I can't stand this fan base. F you. Prince has never said that to us when he was alive. God bless the dead. Cardi B said that multiple times. Multiple. I can see if it slipped out once, and hell, even if it slipped out twice. But she said this multiple times. And recently, when Bardi Gang put out that message and said, we're giving you to November 13th, blah, 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 blah. And then they said, Cardi, it's November 13th, and you didn't say anything about the new album. I'm done. She said, "Oh, B, shut up. You'll be back tomorrow." So what that means is she takes for granted her fan base. She's saying, they just talking. They're going to come back tomorrow. So because I've heard too much of that, and because if I was a fan of, if I was a stan of Cardi B, I'm like, oh, so she's basically clowning us. She's basically saying she don't care how we're feeling about her records. She's gonna put a record out when she wants, how she wants, and she'll tell you that she's coming out with music and don't do it. And damn it, either like it or lump it. I would lump it. I would say it's been enjoyable for your first 6 years of your career. I wish you luck, but I can't support someone who doesn't appreciate my support. And I know Cardi B probably don't want to hear me say this, and her fans probably don't want to hear me say this, but I couldn't be I'm glad I'm not fully invested in any artist like that. Prince died. Once Prince died, that was it. My undying loyalty and support goes to Prince and Prince only. So there's other artists who I like and who I listen to, but I don't support like that. I don't spend money on them. I don't spend money on any artist anymore, except Rakim, old school artists. I spend money on Rakim. I put some money in his pocket. But any of these other artists, I haven't bought any of their music. I don't go to Apple and when they drop, go download music. No, I'm gonna listen to it on YouTube. I'm gonna listen to it on Spotify. That's the most support you're gonna get from me. Right? So I'm not fully invested in art, so it really doesn't matter to me. However, if I was a Cardi B fan and every other month she's coming on spazzing out saying, "Oh, I don't give a F, and that's why I hate this fan base. This fan base is the worst." I'll be like, "Word, the worst? How you think you got them 5 number ones?" The fans have something to do with them 5 number ones. The fans have something to do with your whip shots selling out or what have you. If we're the worst fan base, who's buying your music? You sure can't say it's the other people. You have a lot of people that don't like you. You have another fan base who's bigger, who they don't buy your stuff or whatever. So how could you say you hate your fan base if they're the ones that's feeding your family? So me personally, I would say, you know what, this is just too much. It's too long. Right? It's just been going on too long. So if the Cardi B fans, if you feel as though you gave her more than enough opportunity, and you want to say, "What's up, Cool FK? What's up, Maka Cooks?" If you want to say, "I'm done with Cardi B," let me tell you something. If you would have told me this last year or the year before that, I would have said, "Come on, how you gonna be done with your friend?" But 7 years, and on top of that, you know what? If Cardi B said this, "Hey guys, I just want to address my fan base, and I know it's been 7 years. I know you guys have been waiting for an album. Um, I know I've told you over and over again that an album is coming and then it doesn't come. Well, I don't want to do that to y'all anymore. I don't want to do that to y'all anymore. I'm just going to be straight up honest truth. I do not know when the album's coming. It's coming, but I don't know when the album is coming. I know you guys have been waiting for 7 years. I appreciate everybody who supported me. And if you feel as though right this very moment, you don't want to support me anymore because I'm taking entirely too long, I totally understand. But I wish and hope that you will hang around and support me and rock with me because I'm going to get this album out as soon as I can. If she came humble like that, her fan base would stick around. If you come and say, I totally get it. If there's other artists out there who's dropping music, I haven't dropped any music in 7 years. You guys support me. You down for me. And I get it. But I can't tell you when the album's coming out. But I can just let you know that it is coming out and I'm working on it. And if you don't want to hang around and support me, if you've had enough, I totally get it. And I just thank you for all the years of support that you supported me. If she came at her fan base like that, they would hang around. They would hang around. But she does it. Like when they say, oh, girl, you said you was going to drop the album. Where the album at? Oh, shut up, B. Oh, if you want to go, then go. Oh, blah, 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 blah. That's why I hate y'all. Like, you blaming them. You getting aggressive with them. And you act like you don't know why they're upset. You act like you don't know why they're disappointed. That's the only thing that irks me about Becky. She acts like she does not understand why people are acting the way they're acting. Darius said, you got one time to play with me. Darius, stop it. Because if Nicki Minaj did that to you, you would not just drop Nicki Minaj. Stop it. You wouldn't give Nicki Minaj one time to play with you. No, you wouldn't. As long as you've been following Nicki Minaj, if she did that, you'd be right back there. You might be mad. You'd be right back there supporting her the next day. Say you wouldn't. Exactly. Did she throw away a book or something her fans made for her? I think she threatened. That's another thing. I think she threatened to throw the book in the garbage or something like that. I've been like, so to me, especially the one that took their time and made that book, especially the one that it took them years or months to make that book, and you gonna say, and you gonna say, I'll burn this effing book. Oh, you got the right one. Go ahead and burn it. Go ahead and burn it. I bet you one thing, that'll be the last positive thing you get out of me. That will be the last. And I'm burning your records the same way how you burning my book that I wrote for you. I'm burning every single record I ever bought of yours. I'm deleting. Now that is a lot. Especially when the girl was like, oh, it took me 2 weeks, this, that, and the other. I first of all, I would never spend that amount of time on an artist. I don't even spend that amount of time trying to get no ass. I don't even invest, I used to. But like now, I don't even invest 2 weeks into no pussy. Like if 2 weeks pass and you ain't gave up the pussy, I don't fuck you, bitch. I'm out of here. Man, I ain't got no time for that. If I'm kicking my best shit for 2 weeks and you ain't open them legs for 2 weeks, I'm out of here. I'm moving on. Moving on. I done waited I done spit my best game for 2 weeks and you still playing? Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Now I gotta come up with 2 more weeks worth of shit. I don't know if I got 4 weeks worth of game. That's a lot of lies and a lot of truth. 2 weeks for 2 weeks is all right. 2 weeks is 2 weeks. 4 weeks? That's a lot of lies and a lot of truth to be telling. 4 weeks worth of shit? Nah. Forget it. Keep it. Keep your pussy. Keep your pussy, ma'am. Thanks. I'm out. Moving on. All right, so that's my take on Cardi B. Anybody coming in late and they miss it, you just gonna have to double back, right? Just gonna have to double back. Now let's talk about the diddler. Let's talk about Diddy. Okay. All right. If you look, here's my next topic. Diddy is gonna walk, and here is why. So people will probably see that and go, "What? Oh, so heaven, you think he gonna get out of this?" You really think with 1,000 bottles of baby oil? How do you think he's gonna get out of this? They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil, Heaven? 1,000. How do you think he's gonna get out of it? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Just listen to that. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. 1,000. Heaven, how do you think he's going to get out of this case? How's he going to get this charge? You thinking he going to walk? And they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil, Evan? How? I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you how, man. Okay? I'm going to tell you how. And y'all can remember that your boy Hev told you. Like I always tell you. Hold on, let me just put this page up. So, you're saying to yourself, 1,000 bottles of baby oil, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. How is he going to walk? 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Well, is he on trial for the baby oil? No. Is he on trial? How's he going to get out of it, Heaven? You saw the proof. He beat Cassie's ass. He dragged her down the hallway. She was trying to leave, and he went and grabbed her and out down the hallway. Okay. A part of his charge is kidnapping, I believe. Okay. Now we're on to something. But he's not on trial for beating Cassie. As horrible as that video was, he ain't on trial for beating Cassie, folks. So just get that video out of your head. It don't mean nothing. Oh, he domestic violence. But he's not on trial for domestic violence, folks. So again, as horrible as that video was, he's not on trial for beating Cassie. The only thing they can really take out of that video is, oh, he held her against her will. She was trying to leave, and he got her. Well, if you want to say temporarily false imprisonment, you might get that. But that's a first time offender. He probably won't get any jail time for that. He wouldn't get jail time for that. So, and also what you will find out during the trial is, yeah, after we got into the altercation and I beat her and then I didn't let her leave. Once she got back into the hotel room, I thought about it and I let her leave. See, that's the one part that they don't show you about that videotape. So if you notice, right, that hotel had the videotape of Puffy beating on Cassie, but then they did not have the tape showing when he let her go. And she went to the elevator and went down the elevator and left by herself on her own accord. But they won't show you that because it doesn't fit their narrative, right? So you're not going to be able to get kidnapping and full false imprisonment because he let you go same day, a couple hours later, right? So you might be able to get temporary containment. He contained you when you were trying to leave, but you're not going to get full false imprisonment because he didn't keep you there no longer than an hour after he stopped you from going. This 1,000 bottle of baby oil stuff, as much as people laugh at it and they oh how embarrassing. Let me tell you something. That's actually helping Puffy. Helping Puffy. Hev, what are you talking about? How could that help him? They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. He ain't on trial for baby oil. He's not on trial for lube. That's his own sexual preference. If he wants to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, if he wants to have 2,000 bottles of baby oil, there is no harm in having baby oil. Oh, if he had baby oil, that proves that he was using it for lube. Okay, but does that prove that the sex was not consensual? No, it doesn't prove that. And by everybody coming out with these salacious stories every single day, and the stories that they're coming out with, other than a drink or drugs, everything else is not correlating with Cassie's lawsuit. Because in Cassie's lawsuit, when Cassie talked about freak-offs, she never spoke on group sex. She never spoke about other celebrities. She didn't say, yeah, there was a whole bunch of other celebrities there having sex too. She didn't say that, oh, I had sex with Jay-Z, or I had sex with Justin Bieber, or he made me have sex with other celebrity friends. No. What Cassie said in her lawsuit was, and I'll repeat it again, the freak-offs was kind of like me and his thing. The freak-offs were kind of like me and his thing. It would just be me and him and a sex worker or two that I would pick off of the internet, that we got off the internet. She never said that, oh yeah, there'd be a whole bunch of celebrities and we're partying and having sex. That's not what she said a freak off is. The media and people ran with that and made that freak offs. She never said that the freak offs consist of hundreds of people. And because there's people coming out of the woodworks, yeah, I was at one of his freak offs. And they're like, you were? That's weird because Cassie said the freak offs was a private thing with her and Puff. Never ever mentioned other people. The trafficking part was flying the sex workers to have sex with Cassie. That's the trafficking that they're speaking on. People hear that and think, oh, he was trafficking women and bringing a whole bunch of women in. But no. That's not the trafficking part. The trafficking part is the sex workers that he got off of the internet. He flew them to wherever he was. And they had sex with Cassie. Now, let me tell you what Puffy's attorneys are saying. Puffy's attorneys are saying the sex workers that they hired, right? They were flown in for massages. These were masseuses. Kind of like how Cassie's hubby was a masseuse and a personal trainer. We'll go over that some other time. Different thing for a different time. But he's going to say they flew in to give massages. And we just ended up having sex. Now, you turn the whole game around now because that's not trafficking. See? If you come in and you fly somebody and it's a good of services, it says paid services, and they come in and they are paid, that they know they're coming to give Cassie oil massages or what have you, and they agree to that, now it's no longer trafficking. Wasn't there confirmed drugs in the baby? No. Ashley Holmes, that is not true. That is not true. So, wasn't there confirmed drugs in the baby oil? It was not. That was not. That is something that was made up by the media. There was no confirmed drugs. The media did not. I mean, the FBI did not say that. If there was drugs that was confirmed, it has not been came out yet. Nobody cares about the baby oil. Why did we need to know that shit other than correct? You're right, day one. Perfectly said. That is why they did it. That is why they did it. They did it to ridicule him so people can laugh at him. And the more public ridicule you get, the more the court of public opinion comes down on you. Is everybody hearing me clearly? Someone said my voice was going in and out. Now I'm on a different device now. It's still going in and out. Who can hear me clearly? Right. Plus the jury pool gets tainted. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the reason why I think he's going to walk is because I don't think what Cassie is going to produce is not matching up to what everyone else is saying. And she can't now come into court and be like, yeah, there was a whole bunch of kids and stuff. Because guess what? You are now participating in child pornography or child trafficking because you were there and you never said nothing. So you participated in it. So now, Cassie, guess what? You're under arrest now. You see what I'm saying? So Cassie's not going to come to court. Let's just say that really did happen. Cassie's not going to come to court and admit that because she's setting herself up for her to be now arrested for child trafficking and child statutory rape. No, I don't think they're not going to offer no immunity for that. Something like that, nah. Something like that, as serious as that, maybe if it was something else, maybe. But anything that got to do with animals or sex with children, I can't see them getting immunity because they're going to say, you should have said something. You waited all these years to say something, and now the only reason you're saying something is because you want money, and you didn't even mention it in this lawsuit? The only reason you're mentioning it now is because we're pressing you? So why come in your lawsuit you didn't mention that there were children in there? I'm sorry. I said it from the beginning. I believe Cassie. I believe Cassie about the beatings. I do believe that after a while, she didn't want to do the freak offs, but he convinced her to do it. I believe that there were times where she probably said, no, I don't want to do it. And then he said he got mad or what happened, and then convinced her to do it. I believe all those things. But I also believe that in the beginning, I believe Cassie on her own free will went along with those freak offs. And this is what's going to come out in this trial. I believe she went along with it, rightfully so, because she didn't want, I got to get to this certain point in my career. I want my album to come out. So if he's asking me to do a freak off, I'm just going to do it. I believe for a good 6 or 7 years, Cassie was with everything. It wasn't until, around 2012, 13, when the cops got called to their house for the domestic violence, that's when I thought that she finally had enough. That's when I thought when she was seeing that she was into her 30s and nothing still hadn't been done. She still didn't have that album out, and she probably figured, this guy's not going to do anything for me. He's ruined many opportunities. Every time I got into movies and had a chance to get a movie contract, he ruined that. Who mentioned the children first? Some random people. So it started out Day One Love. It started out Little Rod brought up 17-year-olds. So notice how it started. Lil Rod never said anything about children, right? And he said he was around Diddy every single day since 2019. He never ever mentioned any children. He said the party consists of 17-year-old girls of underage. And then he showed a picture of what he was deemed as underage girls. But that got debunked right away because one of the pictures was of Justin's girlfriend, and she's in her 30s. The other picture was of another girl. She came out and said, I'm not 17, I'm 21. So those got debunked. But the more and more they started looking at the media and hearing stuff about Justin Bieber and Usher, then all of a sudden it started getting younger and younger and younger and younger. And because they know that there's not really proof of this evidence, whenever you start mentioning children, that starts getting touchy to people. That's a touchy subject. So they know that people aren't going to tolerate that. Oh, he was having sex with kids? That's the reason why they started mentioning it. Children was never mentioned in the beginning. Children were never mentioned in the beginning. That's why I do not believe that Puffy was having sex with 9 and 10-year-olds. That's BS. That is a money grab. There is no way that Puffy would have had children around his children. There's no way he would have did that. Those girls, especially, and Chance, and the daughters, and Christian when he was a young boy, he's not going to have kids running around. I mean, come on. Puffy was into women and grown women and grown men. He wasn't into children. That's never been his thing. The whole thing with Bieber and Usher, was he grooming Bieber and Usher? Remember, Usher did say that he was experiencing orgies when he was 14 years old. I think Justin Bieber, similar things. Do I think he was grooming them for when they get older? Possibly. Possibly. But because of the consequences that if he ever got caught he would face, I don't believe that he had sex with Usher or Bieber when they were underage. Now, did he do something with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber turned 18? I don't know. But I don't believe that you will ever hear Justin Bieber or Usher. Everybody talking about, oh yeah, Justin Bieber's going to speak. No, he's not. Justin Bieber is not going to talk. He's not. Usher is not going to talk. Usually the ones that talk are the ones that aren't doing good right now. So why would Usher and Justin Bieber come out and say, yeah, Diddy molested me? That you think after all these years and Diddy helped them in their career, you think now they're going to come out with that story? Oh my God, all those years I was getting molested. They're not going to do that. The only people that do that are people that are struggling for money. Now, Meek Mill, even if, let's say Meek Mill was in a sexual relationship with Puffy, there's no harm there. He's a grown man. He's a grown man. So Meek Mill wouldn't be facing any trouble. right? The only way, right? The only way any of these celebrities would face any trouble is if they were having sex with women who were clearly drugged, clearly underaged, or told you no. That's the only way they'll get in trouble. If they were there at an orgy, having sex with other grown women, there's consensual sex, they're not going to get in trouble. I don't give a damn if they're on the Diddy tapes. If you can't prove that the sex they were having was not consensual, then it don't matter whether Meek Mills is on a Diddy tape, having sex with Diddy, Witty, Smitty, or whoever. If they grown, it's not going to matter. The only thing that's going to do is put a hit on Meek's reputation. But he's not going to get in trouble for that. Yeah, it may take a hit. It may take a hit on his reputation. That's like Mr. C going out and picking up transvestite prostitutes. Mr. C didn't get in trouble for messing with transgenders. His reputation just took a hit. People found out that he was into transgenders. But he never went to jail behind that. So even if Meek Mill and you see him and Diddy dressed alike, even if they were in a relationship, that's not against the law to be in a relationship with another grown man. That's their business. The only way that those celebrities will be in trouble as if they were having sex with an underage person, watching him have sex with an underage person, not say anything, drugging women and having sex with them, or watching Diddy drug women and have sex with them and not say anything. That's the only way they're going to get in trouble. If they were just at Diddy parties and it was a sex party and all of the people were consensual, there's no law being broken. There's no law being broken. Hey, Couture. What do I think? Hold on. What do you think about what Ray J recently said about the Diddy situation? I think Ray J is mad that Diddy's sons pressed him, and I think he's trying to get back at them. Ray J is one of the biggest liars in Hollywood. He always has been. He always probably will be. Ray J he's on his way down. Ray J's on his way down, and he's trying to find a way. His parents have cut him off. Brand has cut him off. He's pretty much out of good graces with Zeus. Natalie Nunn pretty much took his slot. He's out of Zeus's good graces. So he's trying to come with this Raytronics. He's trying to start his own network and just still mess with the people who are still messing with him, like Safari and a couple other people. Hazel E. He's trying to just mess with those people. Amber Rose. That's why he's now got with Amber Rose and threw on the Trump hat, because he's going to try to now go the Trump route. Him and Amber Rose are allegedly seeing each other again. And that's because he wants some backing from Trump. That's why he's walking around with the Trump gear on. He's now totally switched and went over to Trump. So all of that fits into the narrative. Oh, I'm going to expose Diddy because he's Democrat, he's liberal, and I'm now on the Trump side, and we're going to drain the swamp, and we're going to clean up this sex trafficking and rape and blah, 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 blah. That's what he's trying to do now. That's the reason why when he sat there in front of Nicki Minaj, she looked at him like he was absolutely crazy, because she knew it was some BS. You could tell by her reaction of talking to him. She didn't even want to talk to him because she knew he was up to some BS. So I don't believe Ray J one bit. Because if you go back to just a month ago, Ray J said, we had no idea. You know, we went to the parties and everything with Puff, but it's so much of a surprise. Everybody in Hollywood was shocked. So he went from that to, oh yeah, all other celebrities are calling me. They want to talk to me and tell me what happened to him. See, because he thinks that this is going to get traction for his new network. And what's the best way to get traction right now? Talk about Diddy. That's the hot topic right now. That's what everybody's doing. Everybody is talking about Diddy for traction. So I don't believe anything Ray J says. I don't believe that there was no book. Too many of Kim Porter's friends have said that, look, listen, Sahara Lottie, right? This dude is coming out saying, this dude, Courtney or whatever, is coming out saying he's Kim Porter's friend. He's a liar. He is not Kim Porter's friend. He may have met Kim Porter maybe once, maybe twice. He's not Kim Porter's friend. I will tell you who Kim Porter's friends are. These were Kim Porter's friends. Ebony, Sahara Lottie, the girl Lala who's watching the children, Kamora Lee Simmons, and Tyra Banks for a while. These were Kim's close friends. Sahara Lottie was the first one to speak out before Diddy even got arrested. When there were just rumors of, oh, Diddy did that to Kim because she was writing a book. Sahara Lottie, who hates Diddy, so she has no reason to defend Diddy. Sahara Lottie hates Diddy. She's been the one person that told Kim over a decade ago to stop messing with Puff. She was the one girl who always told Kim she doesn't want, I don't think you should even mess with him. Leave him alone. So she doesn't like Puffy. So she has no reason to lie for Puffy. Sahara Lottie said, Kim would never write a book. She wouldn't do that. She said she wouldn't even leave Puff. So she said she would never write no tell-all book because she was private. She didn't like people knowing her business like that. So she would never write a tell-all book about Puff. And on top of that, number two, Kim is crazy about her children. And one thing that she knows about her children is they're crazy about Puff. Look at them. Look at them now when he's locked up. They look like their life is over with. All of them kids, Quincy included, going down to there, doing the phone call, going down there. Oh, my father's innocent. They don't believe none of this. They worship the ground Puffy walks on. Because since they've been little, they've never had to want for nothing. Puffy has always taken care of his children, including Quincy. That's the reason why Quincy don't even want nothing to do with his biological father, because he was not there for Quincy. Let's talk about it. I'll be sure you out here putting on a show for the gram, try to act like, oh, he's brainwashed. Oh, they won't let him talk. Oh, they're forcing him. No, nigga, they're not forcing him to do anything. You've never been a father to him. You've never been a father to him, sir. From the beginning, let's talk about it. From the beginning, when Kim Porter got pregnant, you were already messing with somebody else. That's the first thing. You got another girl pregnant, and then you started messing with Rolanda Watts. You don't believe her? Go. You don't believe me? Go ask Rolanda Watts. She's on Instagram. Go ask Rolanda Watts. At Rolanda Watts' birthday party, which I was there, Coco from SWV was there. SWV was there. Kim Porter was there. Rolanda Watts was there. Children of the Corn, who is Cameron, Mace, what's his name? Cameron, Mace, Cardine, whatever the hell his name is, and one other guy was there. Children of the Corn. That's before Cameron was Cameron and Mace was Mace. Children of the Corn was there. They were all there. And Albie Shore was there. And Albie Shore walked into Rolanda Watts' party and Diddy smacked him then. This is 93. This is 93. When Kim Porter first got pregnant, Albie Shore said, "It's not mine. It's Puff's." Meanwhile, Albie Shore got somebody else pregnant, and guess what he did? He did the same thing to them. Was out running around, smashing all these girls, and he didn't have time to be a father. So he did the same thing to his other kids. His other kids will tell you he's a deadbeat. Go ask them. They're on Instagram. They're on social media. I'm telling y'all some good shit. Don't be listening to Jaguar. You don't need Jaguar, right? You got me. I'm going to tell you the real shit. So it ain't got nothing to do with being brainwashed and this, that, and the other. Nigga, you wasn't there. You were not there for Quincy. And Puffy was. And he said, "I know this is Al's baby, but I'm still going to take care of him like he's my son." Diddy didn't have to do that. He didn't force Albie Shore. All those bullshit stories about he forced Albie Shore. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He never forced Albie Shore out of Quincy's life. Albie Shore didn't want to be a part of Quincy's life. Huh? That's the reason why Quincy is ready to lay hands on Albie Shore, because Albie Shore's out here trying, "Oh yeah, that's right, my wife." Nigga, y'all was divorced long time before Kim was murdered. He tried to come out here and act like him and Kim was still secretly married and on such good terms. Y'all was on talking terms. But you and Kim Porter were not on great terms when she died, nigga. Stop it. Stop it. You were not on great terms with Kim Porter when she died, Albie Shore. Kim was like, "Okay, we're going to, we have a son together, but we really don't have a son together because Puff has taken care of Quincy his whole life. You're just the biological father." And that's why Quincy treats Puff like that's his dad. Albie Shore's his father, but there's a difference between a father and a dad. There's a difference between a father and a dad. Albie Shore is the father, the biological father, the sperm donor. But Quincy don't respect him as his dad. What did he say? What did he say? "Love you, Dad. Love you, Pops." He calls Diddy dad. He don't call Albie Shore dad. He'll say, "That's my father." But you see, these other podcasters and YouTubers, they not gonna tell you that because they want that's not gonna fit their narrative. They want y'all to believe that Quincy is this. Oh my God, they have him so brainwashed, and they won't let him talk to Albie Shaw. That's BS. Quincy's in his damn 30s. If he wanted to talk to Albie Shaw, he'll talk to him. But he thinks Albie Shaw is full of it. He thinks he's a harebrained conspiracy theorist. He thinks Albie Shaw is a conspiracy theorist for saying that Diddy did something to Kim. When Diddy was investigated, when the police first showed up, they already talked to Diddy. Diddy's the first one they spoke to, because if I'm not mistaken, he was there. If I'm not mistaken, or he showed up there. So whenever a spouse or a partner winds up dead, the first thing they do is talk to the spouse or the boyfriend or girlfriend. And they said he's not a suspect. You know? So listen. The kids say, don't you think them twins, if there was some foul play, they adored their mother. They're lost without their mother. Can y'all still hear me? Am I still good? Put a 1 in the chat if I'm still good. Put a 2 in the chat if I'm not good. If y'all can't hear me, if I'm staggering, buffering, whatever. Okay. Milton Scott said free Diddy. And like I said, man, me personally, since I've been a part of Puff, since he came out. Not come out of the closet, but since he came out in the early 90s. If you were part of hip hop, then Puffy has been a part of your life for a long time. You can try to deny it. You can try to say, oh, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. But if you're going to try to take away Puff from hip hop, that means you taking away Mary J. Blige 411. You taking away Mary J. Blige My Life, probably the greatest R&B album ever made. You taking away Biggie. You taking away everybody that Puff discovered and put on and executive produced their record. You ready to do that? You ready to be done with Biggie? Because you can't say, oh, no, I fuck with Biggie. I just don't fuck with Nas. You can't do that. You can't do that because them records that come on, Biggie, 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 can't you see? That was Puff's idea. Puffy produced that record. Juicy. Puffy found that sample. Biggie didn't even know what Juicy was until Puffy came with the record. This is from Entume, Playboy. M who? Yo, ain't this one of them R&B songs? Like, you want me to rap on that? You got to see the vision, Playboy. Mary J. Blige, My Life got me through some hard times. That's when I was with Shawnee Banks, the only ghetto project chick that I've ever dated. And it started off amazing and it ended up a little rocky. Dating a project girl from Virginia ain't easy. Especially a project girl with multiple children from multiple baby daddies. So Mary J. Blige, My Life, got me through some times. That's my favorite album probably ever made. Got me through some rough times. Mary J. Blige, My Life. That's my favorite album. That's a part of the soundtrack of my life. That whole relationship, that album was playing probably through every fight, through every makeup, through every breakup. Someone on that album was playing. An amazing, amazing, amazing album. If you've never heard Mary J. Blige, My Life, you are missing out. You need to go listen, download it, go to YouTube and type in My Life. If you, for the newer people that's never heard it, man, it's a masterpiece. And it was executive produced by Puffy. I believe that they're going to get him on some of the minor charges. You might get him on false imprisonment for Cassie, or you might get him for the drugs, distributing drugs, if he was selling drugs. But if he wasn't selling the drugs, if he was just giving out the drugs, they might try to get him for drug trafficking. If the guy that, remember, he had a drug mule, if he says, yeah, Puffy was paying me to bring the drugs across, then they could probably get him for drug trafficking. What's up, Ashanti? But I don't think they're going to get him for sex trafficking. I just don't. Because I don't think none of these things are going to be able to be checked out. I don't think anybody's come with any proof. I do not believe that there are any videos that prove sex trafficking. There might be some videos with sex on it. There might be some videos of him and Cassie and the sex workers. But I do not believe there are any videos of any other celebrities having sex with minors. There might be other celebrities having sex with sex workers, maybe. But if they didn't know that, if they didn't pay for the sex workers, if they didn't pay to have sex, if they were just having sex with the sex workers at Diddy's house, they're not going to get in trouble for that. They went to Diddy's house. Diddy had paid sex workers there that he was paying. They're not going to get in trouble for that. They would always say, I didn't know they were sexual. I just thought that they were friends of Puff's. I didn't pay for anything. I didn't pay for sex. How do I know that they got them off of the internet? I just thought that they were just Puffy's friends. They're having sex. So as far as racketeering and this and that, I don't know, man. I can't, if the sex trafficking charge, that's what they're banking on, the sex trafficking charge, so then they could say, oh, he had a team of people who was in on the sex trafficking. Now, as far as the sexual assault cases go, those are all civil cases. Those are civil cases. I think he's going to walk. Let me be honest. I think he's going to walk. I think that they'll get him on a couple of, they may get him on a couple of drug charges. They may get him on, having drugs, buying drugs and having it transported. They may get him on something like that. He ain't going to do much time, if any, he'll do behind that. But all they have to do is put and make upon a shadow of a doubt that this sex that I had was consensual. And there is nothing against me having baby oil. And there's nothing against me having sex in my own house if it was all consensual and everybody was over the age of 18 or over the age of 17 in New York. So that's something else that's going to work in his favor. Because even if he had 17-year-old girls there, yeah, it may not be morally right, but it's not illegal in New York. So that's another thing that people are going to have to about wiggle room. You see, once they realized that, if you notice, that's why people started coming with, oh, they were 10, they were 11, because they know that nowhere where that is legal at. So that's why they're coming with these young ages that there's no way that you can say they were legal. 17-year-old in New York, there's nothing again. Hey, it may not be morally right. It may be a little weird, but it's not illegal. The age of consent for sex in New York is 17. In some states, it's 16. Right? Anyway. My last thing is Nicki Minaj and The Weeknd. Because I believe she's probably dropping a song with The Weeknd. Now, I'm not confirmed that her new record is going to be with The Weeknd. But they do say it's going to be a male R&B artist. So I'm just going to assume that it might be The Weeknd. And also we found out that she's going to probably be dropping every Friday until this album comes out. So the album is the 13th. So you're pretty much talking about 4 drops. You're pretty much talking about 4 weeks, starting tonight at midnight with this single. Then you might get one next week. You might get maybe a song from the album. Then you might get something else like the vinyls or something like that. And then she'll do that for 4 weeks. Juice WRLD. Okay, thank you, Ashanti. But I did hear she had a record coming out with The Weeknd. So now it's Juice WRLD? Man, I was hoping it was The Weeknd. Oh, man. Now I'm disappointed. Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD is... Wait a minute. Is Juice WRLD the one that's dead? Is Juice WRLD the one that's dead? Y'all can confirm that. Okay, so let's change it. Yeah, so I think The Weeknd is gonna probably be one of her joints. Yes, he passed, right? Okay. So The Weeknd, I believe, is gonna be one of her joints. My question is about The Weeknd. When that song drops, will people consider that as a shot at Drake? Because we all know that Drake is not getting along with The Weeknd. And now Drake recently came out with Lotto. People made a big deal out of it. Right? People made a big deal out of it. And do you think that if she drops this song with The Weeknd, people will say, oh, she's getting Drake back for what he did with Lotto? That's what I believe people would probably say. Even though I don't necessarily agree with that, I think Nicki Minaj had plans on working with The Weeknd again anyway. But you know people are going to say that. You know people are going to say that. Her boss will definitely say it. Oh, she whacked Drake. because Drake came out with Lotto. Like I said in my video, Drake has done his fair share of supporting Nicki Minaj. Yes, she has supported Drake too, right? But I always said Nicki's support of Drake, the barbs blow out of proportion. Like, oh, she's always held him down. And all he does is betray her. I always think of Nicki holding Drake down like I think of the Kyrie shot. You remember Kyrie Irving? He hit that one clutch shot against the Golden State Warriors, and now everybody said, oh, Kyrie's so clutch. Because he's living off of that one shot that he hit against Golden State. You ain't even really seen Kyrie hit any more clutch shots since then of any magnitude. But because of that one shot, everyone says, Kyrie is so clutch. Just because, this is my opinion. Just because Nicki said that one time on Flex. No, listen now. Drake not only writes his own stuff, but he writes for other people too. Just because she came out that one time and said that, oh, Nicki always holds Drake down and he always betrays her. Well, when did she hold him down any other time? Don't worry, I'll wait. Did she hold him down when Meek Mill was about to ruin his career? Where was she holding him down then? No, she was going to sit. She was getting dick from Meek. So she was going to sit right by and let Meek destroy Drake's career. So don't give me that shit. She sat right by Meek. If Drake did not have a strong fan base, that shit that Meek Mills pulled could have ruined Drake's career. That could have ruined Drake's career. Nicki didn't come out then and say, oh, come on now, Meek. You know, I'm not in it. And Meek's my man. But Drake writes for other people and writes for himself. She didn't come out and say that when he was beefing with Meek. She didn't say anything during that Meek thing. Then the Meek thing happened. Then she went and dragged him in to the Remy beef. Drake didn't have nothing to do with that. He didn't want to beef with no papoose. Drake had no problem with Remy Ma and papoose. And then she dragged him into that. Now he got to say, me and Drizzy laughed at that. Now he got to go in the video. He didn't even really want to do it. He didn't want to be in that beef. He was actually going to do a record with Wayne and Papoose. That ended up later being just Wayne and Papoose. But it was supposed to be Drake, Wayne, and Papoose. And if you remember, Drake was supposed to be on All the Way Up remix with Remy Ma. So Drake had no problem with Remy Ma. But because Nicki dragged him into it by saying, me and Drizzy laughed at that, Drake was like, wait a minute, I didn't laugh at shit. But because it's Nicki, now he got to take on that beef for no reason when he had nothing to do with it. Then on top of that, did we not forget? Did we not forget Oh, during the hate train, did we not forget Nicki Minaj pulling a Kobe Bryant? Remember what Kobe did to Shaq? Try to dry snitch? Oh, that everyone's against me when it comes to Queen. When Drake has his own show over on Apple Music. And y'all let him get away with having his own show on Apple Music. Then she go dry snitching on Drake. Was she holding him down then? There was no reason to mention Drake in that hate train. That had nothing to do with him. Oh, Drake is sitting up here with a show on Apple. Was she holding him down then? So I think the Barbs take that one time that she said that and they say, he always holds her down. I mean, she always holds him down and he always betrays her. Did he betray you with Remy? No. He went right there and made an enemy out of Papoose and Remy for no reason when he had nothing against them. So I don't want to hear that, oh, Drake portrays Nicki Minaj. Let's not forget, he's got records with Cardi B. Did he ever put those records out? Those were during the time when Cardi B was hot as fish grease. Those would have been easy number ones for him. But because of his love for Nicki, he never put those records out. Offset wanted him to do 3 songs with Cardi B. Offset was, I'll pay, I'll make sure, through your publishing, I'll pay for the sessions. He wanted Drake to do 3 songs with Cardi B. But because of his relationship with Nicki Minaj and he knew what Nicki was going through with Cardi B, he never did a record with Cardi B. He never did a record with Megan. Oh, he bought Cardi out on OVO. But guess who he got the clearance from before he did that? Nicki Minaj. Before he did that, he got the clearance and the okay from Nicki Minaj. And she said, I have no problem with you bringing her out on OVO because Nicki was there too. And he bought her out later on. So he didn't just bring Cardi B on stage and not let Nicki know that Cardi B was coming on stage. He said, is it okay? Would you mind? He don't got to do that. That's his show. Do you not remember just a couple of years ago with Drake saying, I don't even know why these girls try because they not Nicki. Nicki Minaj is the greatest female rapper. I mean, these girls are annoying. They're getting on my nerves. They're not Nicki. Did he not say that just a couple of years ago, or y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember that? Who remembers that? Raise your hand. He just said it a couple of years ago. Did y'all not? Did the Barbs not forget that Nicki was getting dragged when she showed up to Montreal late, and had to cancel another show, and then she was going to Toronto and she was having all sorts of problems? Do you not remember who called the embassy and who called into Toronto and said, "Let Nicki in, and she's got to and let her perform. I'll vouch for her." And she went into Toronto through the border, through customs, all that shit, no problems. How did she do that? She came on stage and said Drake made a phone call. That's not holding her down? Come on, man. Come on. Drake is allegedly smashing Lotto's sister. So Drake's going to be cool with Lotto. Nicki, at the end of the day, yeah, you Drake's longtime partner, music partner, teammate, this, that, and the other. But to my knowledge, unless it was that night that you snuck to his house at 3 in the morning, but to my knowledge, you ain't never opened them legs up for Drake. Not to forget, I left out the part where you gaslit him for the ESPYs to try to make it seem as though like, oh, remember when he had that line, I never fucked Nicki because she got a man, but when that's over, I'm next in line. Right? Way back then when she wasn't giving Drake no rhythm, but trying to make it seem as though like, oh, the only reason why I'm not giving you any rhythm because I got a boyfriend. If I didn't have a boyfriend, it'd be a totally different thing. And then she broke up with Safari. And then she went to Meek. And then when she broke up with Meek, the pussy hopped over Drake again and into Quavo's lap. Quavo? You letting Quavo hit before me? Okay, I see what you want. And then it left Quavo and went to Nas, or vice versa, whichever way. You ain't giving me no pussy. How dare you talk about why me doing a record with this chick? This chick's sister, I'm fucking her. I ain't fucking you. Let's not act like that's not a factor when it comes to men, especially men in the industry. What did Quavo say that time? If she was my girl, I'd defend her. So let's not act like that's not a thing with men in the industry. Yeah, that whole Migos thing, and then of course people were saying, "Oh, she just did that to try to match Cardi B because she knew the Cardi B was smashing Offset, and she just did that to try to annoy Cardi B." I mean, whatever. I don't know whether that's true or not true, but Quavo or Offset, they must got something because that was two New York girls that they pulled that I would never think that they'd be into Southern dudes. Like Nicki is about as New York as it comes. Cardi B is from the gritty streets of the Bronx. They strike me as women who, especially Nicki's a little older. They strike me as women who would like guys from the North. They just don't strike me as women who like guys from the South. Yet and still, Cardi B married a guy from the South, and Nicki Minaj was sleeping with Quavo, and he's from the South. I just, they must have something. That must have some sort of charm or whatever, because they pulled two of the most New York girls that you'll ever see. And it's not like Quavo is the richest one out there. He ain't got more money than Nas. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys with way more money than Quavo that tried to get with Nicki Minaj and she didn't really give no rhythm to. So it's not has nothing to do with the money. It could be, Marcel. It's obviously something. But I remember Cardi B saying, I like New York niggas. I like gritty, grimy New York niggas. And then a month later, she was at the Super Bowl with Offset. But anyway, I'm going to close this thing out with your boy, Denzel. Man, oh man, oh man. If y'all didn't hear it or see it, if I didn't hear it, I would have never believed it. If I didn't hear it for myself, I would have never believed it. But then again, I do believe it. Because as I've told y'all numerous times, you in this industry and you worth 60, 70, 80 million dollars. Trust me, you done did some sort of ritual to get that money. So Denzel Washington was recently on the Doechii podcast. And my man Denzel, the ladies' man, the every woman's dream, every woman, the macho man, admitted on a podcast that he kissed a man in Gladiator 2. And the whole world is crushed. Not Denzel too. All of them. All of them. Even Denzel. So Denzel Washington was on a podcast. No, I understand. I'm not saying that the women's not going to love him. But what I'm saying is that just goes to show the power that the industry holds. They even got Denzel kissing a man. You talk about a same man who refused to kiss Julia Roberts because he didn't want to upset his black sisters. So you have a problem with kissing Julia Roberts. Now that was in the 90s. But now in 2024, you can kiss a man, no problem. You had a problem with kissing fine-ass Julia Roberts, and she wanted to kiss you too. Julia Roberts, I think he ended up smashing Julia Roberts because she was hot and heavy for some Denzel. Now, Julia Roberts isn't big on black men, but Julia Roberts wanted a piece of Denzel. And I think she got a piece of Denzel off screen, but she wanted to kiss him on that screen. But he did not want to kiss Julia Roberts. He said he didn't, because remember, he had came out of Spike Lee films and Mo Better Blues, and he didn't want the black women to get mad at him. I'll tell you what his change of heart is called, Ashanti. It's called money. It's called selling your soul. It's called next level. It's called you're worth $300 million because of us. You better do what the hell we say, nigga. We don't ask you to do this more often. You're never really on the magazine storing it up. So you're going to do this ritual. And what he said was they cut it out because he don't think they were ready for it. He didn't think that they were ready for they didn't think the world would be even though we're living in the times we're living in, the world women would not have been happy to see Denzel kiss another man on camera. Right? So I'm gonna let y'all hear what your boy Denny had to say. Hold on, where is it? Hold on, y'all. All right. All right. Central Seabus say. Hold on. Let me take away the echo.
I actually kissed the man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. They think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard
Oh, come on, stop it with that.
about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut from the movie.
Denzel said, I don't know about all that.
I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lip.
Hold on, guys. Let me get my settings on here because I think I gotta change the settings. Whenever I use this computer, it always buffers. Okay. So basically,
makes a few remarks throughout the film about having a relationship with other men in the film. So I wanted to ask, how gay is the Roman Empire?
The entire empire, or I actually kissed the man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut from the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
Your character makes a few remarks throughout the film about.
So y'all heard him. I kissed the man full on the lips, but I think they got chicken and took it out. They wasn't ready for that. He was smiling when he said it too. He said, I kissed a man full on the lips. Denzel was grinning. He said, I kissed a man full on the lips too. You know, if they cut it, I think they got chicken and cut it out. Oh man. Dave said, I would have never told that if it was. I was too young to watch Gladiator at the time. I'm wondering if it's worth going back to watch. No, well, this is Gladiator 2. I don't know when Gladiator 2 came out. I thought Gladiator 2 came out recently, but maybe it didn't. Gladiator 2, I've never seen it. But I do know the Roman times, there were a lot of men who were sleeping with men in those days. For the Roman Empire and all that other shit. Whew. Denzel, I agree with Day One. I would have kept that to myself. Oh, just came out a week ago. Thank you, Samuel Johnson. Just came out a week ago. So yeah, but Ashanti saying should she go back and watch Gladiator? She's too young. Right now, it'd probably be worth to go watch it. So you at least know what's going on when Gladiator 2 comes out. But anyway, y'all. Anyway, though, as Cat Stacks used to say, that's about it. Hashtag $ Heaven Hollywood is my cash app. For anybody who wants to support my channel, they demonetize a lot of my stuff now because they don't like the stuff that I say. And so they're going to say, if you're not going to conform to what we want and say what we want, then we're going to demonetize you. Like, all right, just go ahead and demonetize me, just as long as people can see it, the views on it, whatever. So this is going to probably definitely get demonetized. So y'all shoot your boy over Cash App if you can. It'd be much appreciative. That's $ Heaven Hollywood. I gotta go to a parents teachers conference, so I guess I'll be getting up with y'all a little later. This has been another installment of the Heaven Hollywood Experience. I want to thank everybody for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace and love.
Don't you forget about me.